Hi there, I'm Tom, and welcome to a Newb Improves, quite possibly the most optimistically named series on YouTube. Today, we are playing Dota 2, and we're back with the A to Z challenge, playing Lina. So, I guess we should just start off by listing the skills. We have Dragon Slave, which is basically an AoE crowd clearing type thing, does up to 320 damage, really decent. We have Light Strike Array, which is a stun and does up to 240 damage. We have Laguna Blade, which I'm probably going to mispronounce several times during this episode, which is basically a magical lightning bolt which does huge amount of damage, up to 950 damage, and the range is increased by Aghanim Scepter. And the passive works really well with the three skills. Basically, it gives you attack speed bonus and move speed bonus for every attack that you do, up to 3, every spell that you cast, up to 3 spells, and they last 10 seconds, and so basically, and when you cast one it refreshes the duration, so if you have a huge pot of mana, you can actually keep it going indefinitely, because this has an 8.5 second cooldown, so you can just essentially cast that every time it's off cooldown, if you've got enough mana to do it, and that will keep the stacks at 3, and then you can use your other spells to kind of bump it up. But yeah, it's really useful, and if you get attack speed items on Luna, then it just does a huge amount. Unfortunately, I had my AoE off cooldown there, so we didn't get a kill, but we did manage to kind of force them out of the lane at not much cost to ourselves. I believe I'm playing with an almost full party. Just giving myself to this Fen there. Yeah, it's only the Wind Ranger, which is a randomer, but they seem to play fairly well and didn't give us too much trouble, so the best situation there. Luna's range, by the way, is 700, so that's like a huge range. Actually it's 670, maybe it got nerfed or something, but it's still a huge right click range. And I'm going to mute my courier there so it doesn't go into lane too much, and I've got some sentries so that we can see the bounty. Yeah, there's a huge range on her right click, and that has in this game gotten me, well, it will get me several last minute kills, let's say. So, yeah, we're in the laning stage. We did get the top bounty rune. I'm not sure if we got the bottom bounty rune. I wasn't really needed to secure the bounty rune because no one came to contest it, but I was there waiting anyway. And yeah, I've got no denies. I did really badly for denies this game. Looks like our Sven is getting lots of denies for me, so I'm just basically using all of my mana to harass the bounty hunter. And who else is in the lane? It's maybe Venge, I guess. So I think shortly I will be upgrading the courier. I bought a set of, I think I bought the courier at the beginning, and a set of sentries at the beginning. Yeah, the bounty just trying to scare me off. I just right-clicked him and he backed off a lot farther than I did. This is essentially what I'm doing. I'm just standing here making sure that they're kind of a bit scared to come forward. I kind of positioned myself along there, but I managed to get it, and unfortunately wasn't really in that fight. But there is my long right click range. I'm not going to go after the bounty, but plenty of harassment on the bounty, and we got the kill on the Venge. And I'm really in the wrong position. I'm kind of a bit scared because my mana's low and my health is low, but I really shouldn't be. Looks like I'm going to try and pull the lane. I missed that, so I'm going to be very late on this. I did try and do this a few times this match. I got one of them. Ah well, maybe next time I will be better. I've got the flying courier there. I've still got enough for boots, so I can get that from the side shot. I'm sharing a tango there with Sven, because he's been doing an awful lot in lane, harassing them. And I need to get these boots quickly. There we go. And I'll be getting phase boots to just help my movement speed a bit. So, there's not really that much to talk about. I'm hoping that we start getting into more fights a bit soon, so that I do have something to talk about. There we go. Bounty just trying to harass me there. I think we kind of equally traded health. I am out of healing though. I'm not sure what the healing on anyone else is. Let's just check. The bounty has sentry wards and healing coming down, so he's kind of wasting his gold on more healing. And the Venge has plenty of consumables. I'm guessing they've got a stick coming down. So yeah, the wave is now pushed a lot more in our favour, and they've got to be a lot more careful about that. I'm moving around as much as possible to try and make it difficult to hit me with AoE type attacks. And oh hey, I got my fast deny there. So at this point I'm thinking we need a sentry closer to our tower, because the lane's been pushed into a completely different position. Luckily we did, or luckily I did, because the bounty there is essentially just standing around waiting for a good excuse. I just completely made a mistake there. I tried to stun the bounty, but because it took so long for me to cast it, I was standing around too long and they got an easy kill on me. I should have done, like, the range on this is pretty enormous. I could have stood much closer to my tower when I did that. And the light strike array is... it's got a cast delay of 0.5 seconds, which means that it's kind of hard to hit, because it's not like you cast it and they get stunned. You've got to wait for the animation and everything. I do have more healing down in lane now, but our Wind Ranger and our Chaos Knight are both here, so hopefully we can get a little bit of a gank going on. Looks like maybe my sentry ran out down here, so we've got to be a bit careful. I'm trying to desperately go as far away from the Wind Ranger as possible, but I don't quite manage it. Lich has their ult, and looks like they came to gank us as well. So not good. If this fight continues, then I'll be able to get back to lane in time to maybe have a bit more of an effect on it. There's the Lich died. Here's the bounty. I'm going to try and chase it down. Yeah, this is really dangerous because I know the bounty's around here, so I really shouldn't be doing this. I'm so lucky the bounty decided not to go on me there. If he had had a reliable stun, then he probably would have done. And, oh, I actually managed to get that stun. Yeah, so I got the stun, I got the Dragon Slave, and that gave me 2 stacks in my passive, which I've only got one point in, so that just gives me 40 attack speed and 5% move speed, which was enough to secure the kill. I've died twice now, yeah, I have died twice now. So, that, I don't know, I'm doing okay. I'm not doing brilliantly. I think one of the deaths I couldn't really avoid because it was based entirely on the fact that the Lich ult was just bouncing to us and we couldn't get away quickly enough. But the other death, that was definitely something I could avoid. Yeah, Lich trying to harass me. Very successfully, actually. I need to, yeah, put myself. And I'm bringing some more observer wards down to lane. I should have blocked those. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, there's a fight here that I should have gone on much quicker. I went in completely the wrong direction there. I could have ruined that completely for us. I wanted to run to the tower. I should have... I think what I was planning to do was to kind of hang around the tower so that they would be getting harassed. I should have run the other way, to be honest, but by the time the Lich ult had gone, I was already running in the wrong direction, so that wasn't good. I am going to be back fairly shortly, though. This is... No, I'm doing slightly better. That third death, I probably could have avoided it, but I don't really know where exactly my biggest problem was there. And we've basically got to try and not group up too much because the Lich ult should be coming online fairly shortly. It's kind of an odd game. There's essentially no one else anywhere on the map. We're using the Mirana ult to try and set up a gank, I guess. And that just ran out, so didn't really manage to get anything done. Looks like, is that their wards? I'm pretty sure that's their wards. Let's go to free camera quickly. Yes, they've got wards here, so the Mirana ult wouldn't be doing anything. Skip that. That is my ultimate with Lina Blade, and it just secured me a kill. I knew the bounty was around. I'm so lucky that he didn't chase that. I need to get some healing on a tree. No, I really needed to start healing much before that, and I'm running the wrong way again. That's the track, and that's the death. I should have run the other way towards my tower, and I should have been healing a lot quicker. So yeah, that one I definitely could have prevented. Maybe, well, I'm going to hope that I learn from that mistake and I don't do a similar thing again. I think I just got really scared of the bounty and I really wanted to get back to base, but the other thing I could do, I had a TP off cooldown. I could have very easily ran into the trees somewhere and TP'd away. I could have possibly TP'd away before he tracked me down, and well, as long as I did it before he tracked me, I could have gotten into the trees and teleported away fairly safely. I'm not going to do so well with the Light Strike Ray in this kind of situation because they're moving around a lot more, and well, basically, well, if they're not standing still, it won't hit them, and I'm not too good at predicting where they're going to move. Going to get a couple of wards down there, and hopefully, yeah, I see that there's not really any creeps there, so it's kind of dangerous for me to hit the tower. There could be a bounty anywhere near, like there. Light strike away. No. I need to basically keep. Now I'm dead. Now I am very, very dead. Oh no, what I didn't notice just then, and what I didn't notice while I was playing, is that Tal'Darim playing Mirana use his ultimate, which turned me invisible and they can see me and they can kill me. Ooh, I actually managed to get that. I am completely out of mana though, and so I need to back right off. Sven is back down, so there's not so much danger. I doubt the bounty is going to come into the trees to try and, well, come up to tower to try and get me. Again, I'm not healing. I needed to be healing and I needed to be in that fight. There is the bounty. I'm really late to this. I don't have any mana, so it's not going to do a huge amount, but I could have still gotten a couple of right clicks. I almost have phase boots, about 200 gold until I get them. I have been spending an awful lot of gold on the teleport scrolls because I've died 4 times now, which is 400 gold, which I'm not going to see again. And considering brown boots to teleport, boots of travel is only, how much is it? It's 2,000 I think for the recipe. So spending 400 on teleports alone is kind of a bad thing this early on in the game. If this game goes on 4 times longer and I keep spending money on teleports at that rate, then that's essentially 1,600 gold that I've used on teleports, and another 400 gold would have saved up for boots of travel. Yeah, I got a bit worried there because I knew that the bounty could be anywhere. So I chucked down a sentry ward just to feel a bit safer. He can still gank me from a fair distance, and I still don't have any mana because I haven't bought any int items yet, and I'm farming this lane really poorly. Yeah, missed most of those last hits. I do have my phase boots now, so as soon as I get those, I can then start farming up more items. Decide to back off here, and the best thing for me to do. Okay, at this point I'm going back to grab a teleport scroll or 2, and then I'll try and teleport down to lane to see if I can help. There was no point in me walking to lane because I had no mana to help. I've only got one teleport there, so I'm now not going to have one for the rest of the game. I don't actually use my phase boots all that often. I kind of haven't been playing as much as I have in the past, and so I've fallen out of a lot of habits that I got myself into. I think I used the phase boots about once this game, which is really bad. It's essentially a waste of 900 gold. It does give passive actually, I'm not sure if phase boots actually do anything. This is bad. I knew I was dead there. I kind of wasted my ultimate. I should have done a light strike array instead of a Lina blade, because it would have had essentially the same effect, which is basically I died and they didn't die. But at least with light strike array there's a small chance for me to get a bit farther, and they'd have to chase me a bit farther. Let's have a look at these phase boots quickly. Let's see, phase duration 4, phase move boost 16%. Okay, so it does give 50 movement speed and 24 damage. I'm not quite sure how much that's increased. Let's go into free camera quickly into shot. That is 50 movement speed, and these are 9 damage. So basically, let's go back to player perspective. I'm not gaining all that much from building phase boots because I'm not using them. Is that a blink on the bounty? No. Looked like it was. I died for that, but it looks like we're going to clean up a lot of other kills. And we'll be able to push. We've already pushed 2 towers. And they've pushed 2 towers, except one of ours is a tier 2, which I think having a tier 1 and a tier 2 taken is going to put them in a worse position than us with our 2 tier 1s. And we've got even kills, so that means that we are very slightly winning the game. My deaths are absolutely horrendous right now. I need to, because Luna has a fair bit of range, this one doesn't actually say the range. I would guess that's, what, 500 units-ish? That's about the same. Radius 225, so yeah. I would say that's probably about 400-500 units. And this is... Scepter range is 900. I don't know what the standard range is. Probably about 500. So, yeah, I mean, I don't need to be any closer than about 500 units, and I have a habit of going far too close in teamfights. I think maybe I have a habit of clicking the ground in front of heroes instead of clicking on them, which would make me walk towards them instead of casting something at them or right-clicking them. So I really need to break out of that habit with ranged heroes. Now we're at the unfortunate point where we have to go high ground. I don't have any observer wards, which would be handy if we could put one somewhere in the high ground. Of course, that's much more useful if you get Oh, I have some observers coming on the carrier. Or maybe not on the carrier. I guess maybe I'm just going to go back to base. Our carrier is sitting at the secret shop, and it's going to remain there for a little while. I don't know why it's there. I do know that I think after the next fight I go and manually move it back. I think at some point several of us ping it and say, like, whose is this? It must be the Wind Ranger who put it there, because I don't think any of us did. We was in a scout call, the four of us, so this is really boring footage. Let's go to Wind Ranger. Oh, Chaos Knight. What was I saying? Yeah, we was all in a scout call and none of us remembered putting the carrier there, but after the next team fight, I think that... oh yeah, here it is. I go and try and place a ward on their ground, which I managed to do, but I kind of find them at the same place, so I walk back this way. I think they have a chance of following me, and I really didn't want the carrier there when I did, so I sent it back. I did that really efficiently. I could have just right-clicked on the fountain myself and then gone and sent the carrier back, but I didn't think about that. I teleport in at possibly the worst time. Luckily I don't get hit by the Lich Ultimate. And there we go, our Wind Ranger clearing up a kill. So, my kill to death is really bad right now because I've just been absent in all of the fights. I've been going back and healing or collecting items or running away or anything like that, and I need to get better at managing my time efficiently. Otherwise I'm just not going to scale well and I'm not going to get items or anything like that. That was a definite kill steal there. I just got there and like, I need to help out in this fight. I probably didn't actually need to help out in that fight, but I always say that it's better to help out when you're not needed than it is to... I took far too many hits from the tower there. I should have tried to go out of tower vision quicker, but either way, I always say it's better to help out in the fight when I'm not needed than to not help out when I am needed. I'm going to kind of hang around here and hope that they don't come in. They are actually coming in. So we back off. I need to be using my phase boots here, I really do. That bounty really wants a kill. I'm just going to go back to here with the Sven, and it looks like they're going to go into Roche and try... possibly they are going to... yeah, it looks like it. So it looks like they are going to take the Roche that we just failed to take. If we get back down there quick enough, then we can contest it. I should have probably teleported to the tier 2 tower. Oh no, I guess then maybe not. Yeah, I should have possibly, if we was going to go and contest Roche, I should have teleported to the tier 2 tower at the bottom lane, because that meant that there wasn't so many teleports happening all at once and it would have saved a bit of time. Bounty... I think Bounty was getting a bit annoyed at his team. Whether or not that was actually a reasonable thing for him to do, I'm not quite sure. just gonna help clear these waves. What I can be doing, well, what I should have done is cast Light Strike Array and then Dragon Slave on the creeps there. That way I would have got 2 stacks in my spells, and it would have meant I was attacking the tower quicker. I almost died from the Lich out there. I am backing right away from this fight. I could have possibly gone in and cast one more spell, but I got scared, and I think now I should probably just teleport home. Again, I'm not using my phase boots, so this is another reason I'm whenever in fights. I'm just so inefficient like this, and not using my phase boots means that I'm going to take a lot longer to get back to base, probably about a third longer to get back to base, and that means that, well, I'm not going to be in the next fight, despite the fact that several of us are dead, but I could be already healed now and teleporting back down to lane. And there we go. And still not using my phase boots, which means I'm still not going to be in the fight. I think this is the biggest mistake I made this match, is just not using phase boots efficiently. Apart from the kills that didn't need to happen, of course. I also have Observer Wards that I can place down. Yeah, I'm not using my passive well either. I haven't leveled it up properly yet. But what I need to be doing is every time my spells are off cooldown, I just cast them. Of course, it's not helped by the fact that I still don't have any actual items. Which basically means that my imp pool is low. I do have a Staff of Wizardry and a Voidstone. Yeah, Voidstone. Yeah, we're just basically trying to clear the wave and push the tower. That bounty is just so fed at the moment. Mainly from me. Let's have a look. Bounty has 8 kills and 3 deaths. So, yeah, he's just really powerful at the moment, and I don't stand a chance against him. Lina is Lina is very, very squishy. Which means that I really do need to be standing back and completely aware of my surroundings. Looks like I am going to top lane. And very shortly I will have, I'm guessing this is a Yules, yes. I also don't recall using the Yules all that often. If I had good enough reactions, which I don't, but I could basically use it every time the Bounty Hunter appears out of nowhere, because it took him 2 hits. If my reactions were good enough, after the fast hit, I could essentially use myself and it would give my team a bit more time to react, which may save my life, but I really, really don't have those kind of reactions yet. And the only way I'm going to get reactions like that is to play lots and lots and lots of Dota, I think. So, I have Dust, I haven't used Dust, I have Observer Wards, I haven't really placed those down. They're not really going into our jungle, so there's not a whole lot of point in putting them in our jungle, but it would be very useful to put them, say, in their lane or in their jungle. There we go. I think I actually managed to get the bounty. With the light strike array, and then the dust just kind of showed him up for the last couple of hits. I will be building Aghanim Scepter next, because it will give me health, and it will make my ultimate much more effective. There we go. So, now that we've got the middle barracks, it's a lot easier to go high ground, because we don't have to fight against the tower in mid lane. But what we do still need to worry about the axe and revenge. Well, slightly worry about them. I'm not using my spells, which means I'm not building anything for my passive. I am really low health here. I can just imagine that bounty's about to jump on me. Yes. Bounty did pay for that with his life, and because everyone else on my team is a lot more fed than I am, they are a lot stronger than I am. Bounty just brought back. I don't think that's a good option for Bounty, because he doesn't really have anyone to back him up. I guess there's the lion. And now the axe. No, that's not the axe, that's the venge. Okay, looks like... well, Bounty is now dead for a very long time because he fought back, and I think everyone else is just going to clear up the Ancient. So, that is Lina. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, don't feed the trolls.